Welcome to this talk on enterprise design thinking in research. Today we will explore how empathy, collaboration and innovation can transform the way research is conducted, especially in education. This presentation is designed for researchers from those just starting their research journey or at synopsis level to seasoned academics seeking to increase their impact. This video includes why we go for innovation, what is enterprise design thinking, the loop framework in which we observe, reflect and create or make. This will follow an example and we will go to conclusion. So first of all, let us start why we need innovation. Research often lacks real-world or policy impact. Educators need practical solutions, not just theoretical reports. Empathy and co-creation help bridge the gap between research and practice. To create impact, research must evolve into a collaborative, human-centered and innovation-driven process. So for innovation, what we need to co-create with the people whose problems we are solving. We need to collaborate and we need to focus the peoples and their problems, and our processes must be innovation driven. Secondly, let us think what is enterprise design thinking. So enterprise design thinking empowers scholars to co-create with stakeholders such as educators, students, policymakers and communities to maximize the relevance, usability and impact of their research. So the enterprise design thinking is actually working with the stakeholders and creating solutions for them to see the problems with their eyes, their lenses. Its principles include: number one, user-centered outcomes. So, focus on solving real problems that matter to the people you serve. So, the focus is the problems of peoples, not something which researchers has in mind as a preconceived idea. Success is measured by the impact on end users, not by project completion or research completion. So, the impact is what actually the end user gets. Number two is diverse, empowered teams. Innovation thrives in inclusive environments. So, if we take all on board, then innovations come. If there is one mind dictating everyone, there are no innovations at all. Cross-disciplinary teams bring fresh perspectives and shared ownership of solutions. You know that the people at different layers of social positioning have different thinking styles and different concerns, different needs and different pain points. So if all sit together, they explore the solutions which are effective as well as innovative. Third point is restless reinvention. So always be curious and open to feedback, embrace iteration, experimentation, and continuous learning. All human efforts are polished by continuous improvement and reinvention. None of the things final, in the internet world, in the cell phones or mobile companies, there are 2G, 3G, 4G and 5G. There is nothing which is permanent. So are the solutions, so is the enterprise design thinking. Third point is the loop framework: observe, reflect, and make. And again, from make, we go to observe. So it becomes a loop. Let's see what is observe. We deeply understand context, unspoken needs, and pain points along with spoken needs and spoken pain points. Then we reflect to identify the patterns in needs, behaviors, pain points, concerns, and things like that. We see the contradictions and opportunities also. Then third part is the make. What we do, we create and refine solution through experimentation and learning, and continue to reiterate. What we do, we continue to create, refine solutions, and this way constantly we improve the relevance and effectiveness of solutions, and all the relevance and effectiveness is for the end users. Point is case example: the teacher training redesign. It is example of loop framework. So observe teachers in training, reflect, see the patterns by getting the feedback from trainers and trainees. Then make, pilot a micro course co-created with users. So what you do, you actually create a small course in collaboration with the end user. Let us see example of observe. Observe for understanding the current experience. So what we do, spend time with teachers during training sessions. Second bullet, observed classroom dynamics, engagement levels, and teaching challenges. So what we do, we spend time, we observe dynamics and what is the level of the engagement and what are challenges of teaching to the students or trainees. Third bullet is noted pain points such as limited feedback, outdated content, or rigid delivery methods. These are three concerns, are the points for improvement which have been noted. What is the outcome of this observe stage? Clear insight into what works and what doesn't. By observation, we see that some strategies are effective and some are not effective. So observation gives us the insight that what works in the classroom and what does not work in the classroom. Next is 4.2, the second part of the example, that is about reflect. Conducted focus groups and informal interviews with trainers, teachers in training, and mentors. So what in reflection, focus group discussions were held and in informal interviews were conducted with trainers, trainees, and mentors. Point 2 is mapped user journeys and pain points using empathy and stakeholders tools. So, the user journeys are the trainees' journeys, and their problems or pain points were noted by showing empathy with them and the taking on board the stakeholders. Third point is identified key opportunities, more personalization, active learning, and ongoing support. What is the outcome? Shared understanding of gaps and opportunities. Shared with whom? The trainees, trainers, and the other stakeholders. Now come to the 4.3, the last part of this example, that is to make. Making is co-creating a better training experience. What they designed and piloted a micro course with real users. So that was developed for more effectiveness in collaboration with the real users or the trainees. Point 2 is integrated interactive modules, peer feedback, and real-time coaching. So, in the previous training, the modules were not interactive and peer feedback was limited. So, these elements were included for more effectiveness and relevance. Third way is iterated based on feedback to ensure relevance and engagement. So, the modules or micro courses continuously being improved based on feedback about the relevance and engagement of the trainees or the real users. What is the outcome of this stage or the loss stage or the make stage, or because it is a loop, so after it again comes the observation. The outcome is a user informed scalable model ready for wider implementation. So, we get a course which is well informed to the users and about the user, can be cascaded to a larger level, and its implementation will give the maximum effectiveness and efficiency in terms of relevance. Now, we come to the conclusion. So, enterprise design thinking empowers researchers to bridge the gap between insight and implementation. So, they actually, the gap between what they know and what they implement actually reduces. Second bullet is it redefines the researcher's role from knowledge producer to impact leader, from observer to co-creator. So, the researcher becomes the partner with the end users and creates the solution. The last point is, in doing so, enterprise design thinking strengthens the link between research, policy, practice, making education and research more responsive, humane, and impactful. So, enterprise design thinking actually this strengthens the link and makes the education more effective, more humane, more responsive, and it creates more impact. Thank you very much for being with me. See you in the next talk.